Shalom, call Halaimla Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, or Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And sincere shalom to the 144,000 and the 1/3 who is destined for salvation. Now, if you haven't heard or seen, Vladimir Putin, the king of Russia, has done an interview with Tucker Carlson, a uh, famous personality here in Babylon the Great. Now, in video, I haven't seen the full video, but I've seen some of it, and pretty much the U.S. is poking the bear, and it's not going to end well for them. So let's go to Second Esdras. In the background, right there, what you see is a ICBM from North Korea. Now, this ICBM is called the Hwasong. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I mean right. Hwasong, I believe is Hwasong 17, North Korea's monster missile. Now, as we know, Russia has supplied China with nuclear capabilities, and China has supplied North Korea with nuclear capabilities. So this is all. It all goes back to Russia. Let's get Second Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And that's ultimately Yahweh having Russia and all these other nations launch their missiles on the U.S. to annihilate it, man. Because the Heavenly Father gave Russia and these other nations. Because Russia is truly the strongest military in the world, simply off the fact of their their nuclear capabilities, man. They have nuclear submarines. They got nuclear submarines that can travel undetected in the oceans um, up to 20 years, remote controlled. So there's not a person in there. They got nuclear missiles, nuclear torpedoes, whatever, inside of these submarines. They said It is said that one nuclear sub from Russia can take out the whole entire East Coast, and I believe they are in the Atlantic Ocean. Hell, they're probably all over the world. Let's get this right here. Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. So the Heavenly Father created these ICBM missiles for the sole purpose of destroying this place known as the United States of America. And all these nations that have nukes are going to splatter this place, man. Let's get this. This is the book of Jeremiah 51 and 3. Against him that bendeth, Salaki, that's not what I wanted. Give me a moment. This is Jeremiah 50 and 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh. So this place will be lined up and turned into that lake of fire. Let's end this off in the book of Ezekiel chapter 38. I'm start from the top, verse 1. And a word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And that's the land of Russia right now. That what we know as Russia today was inhabited by Japhet. So that's why it's talking about the land. But as we know, the people that occupy that land currently are the Edomites. And Edomites first started going into Europe and Asia, or that part of Asia, I should say, is when with Alexander the Great. Because Alexander the Great went through there, Europe, and I believe what is that called, Northwest Asia. I believe Northwest Asia and Europe. That's when Esau settled up in those lands. Son of man, I already read that. Let's verse 3. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So Russia is finna come deep. It's gonna be a massive invasion of our land in Babylon the Great, and the finale for those two nations, or lands, I should say, is straight up nuclear destruction. Verse 5. Persia, all right, so that's Elam, Iran, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmet. Gomer, which is Turkey, and all his bands, and the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is going to be the boss, so to speak, right? The one that's going to be calling the shots to these other nations as they go through their conquering. At the end of the day, they're not going to win, right? As we know, Yahweh Shai and the elect are going to get that victory. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. So Russia is not coming to play. This is verse 11. Now this is going into to Babylon. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. So Russia is going to invade our land and America, and bring nuclear destruction. You see, the U.S., and truth be told, these Edomites here in America, and really all these Babylonians, right, have a secret fear of Russia. They fear Russia, but you don't really see it on the forefront, because they're puffed up with pride. But people, they're not as stupid as you think. All right, they're just fearful, but still have a massive ego. That's it for this lesson. Short, sweet, straight to the point. I'm gonna link the interview in the description below. I don't want to rush this out. It's edifying. Shalom.